I'm here with Tara Scudder, and I'm so excited to talk with you because you have such an incredible story, and I want to start there. Tell me about you and what led you to where you're at today.
Whew. Where do we start? I'd say my earliest memory, right, was when I was 9 years old. And that was a life-changing moment because I realized, hey, I saw a bottle of nail polish remover and it was lemon scented. And I'm like, oh wait, if I grab this, I can actually smell lemons because there was chemicals like that came into your nose and they like irritate your nose. And I realized that I took a big whiff, and obviously that's not the way to smell lemons. But then my mom was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it was then that they realized that I couldn't smell. I was actually born without the sense of smell. I have no recollection of ever smelling. So I've just kind of gone throughout this world, asked people, hey, do I smell okay? Does this deodorant smell fine? And I've gone my whole life that way. And it's not really ideal. The only thing I have is like a smoke detector. So now, thanks to COVID, there's all sorts of interest in this space because there's so many people that now have reduced sense of smell, which is called hyposmia. It's a little bit different than what I have, which is called congenital anosmia. But only now are people aware that you can actually lose your sense of smell. And so I've gotten to this point in my life where I want to give back and have a voice for the people that also suffer for the condition, because a lot of people that have nausea also have secondary conditions like TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, Parkinson's, and other things, so they can't be out at these conferences advocating for themselves. So I've taken the role of just doing what I can to be a voice for these people, including myself. And I actually work with a nonprofit foundation called Osmocosm, and they are guided to bring everybody together in the olfaction space, everybody from scientists, researchers, and beyond, to study this whole world of olfaction and create assistive devices and see what we can make happen. Because now, all of a sudden, millions of people are suffering. It's not just 1 to 3% like it was when I was growing up.
And you're doing something out of a sense of responsibility, and something that you have had your whole life is now really a gift to others. I don't know if you've ever seen it that way or considered it that way. Have you ever thought about what the fact that you have had to do this throughout your whole life, but now, like you said, you're the advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves.
That's because I realize I'm like, why am I, putting myself out here to speak on stages, do all those nerve-wracking things, But I realize I'm like, there's so many people out there now, and the thing is there's so many brilliant people in the world, all these scientists that are working on things for commercial purposes, like the fragrance industry, the food and beverage industry, and it's like, hey, what about people like me? And they're like, oh, what? We haven't thought about this. Right. So just the fact of me being out here and talking about my disability is creating sort of little waves in the market, I say, where now they're thinking a little bit differently. So I'm just doing what I can and trying to give back to the community.
Talk about being in a room like this, NeuroTech. What are you gaining from this that you're able then to take what you're doing to the next level?
So this is bringing a lot of genius level people. They probably are too humble to even, say that about themselves, but they are. And I can see different things that I never even knew was possible. Like, these headbands, all these different devices. And for me to speak to them, it's like one after the other. It's like, hey, so I have this condition. How can you help me? And people like me. And they're all like, I never thought about that. So now having all these people in one space and introducing them to each other, I know somebody that makes a device that emits smell, that has 45 cartridges in it. It's the size of a smoke detector. And I'm like, why don't you pair up with this company that has EEGs and invent a new way of smell training?
Wow.
So bridging the gap and making those connections at events like this is really important to me.
So you're really like pulling everyone together as well. I mean, coming to an event like this, like what was your mission walking in the door, and where do you want to now take it now that you have experienced a day like today?
It's been an intense day, busy one, that's for sure. And I'd say my mission is to just educate people and build awareness. Anosmia awareness is key because, like I said, people are like, oh, I didn't even realize that was a condition. It's like the sense that nobody cares about. It's like, oh, you can still navigate your life. I'm like, let me tell you, I've had a gas leak, I've eaten spoiled food, I couldn't tell that my apartment was about to burn down because I had something burning on the stove, all those little things. And so, bringing awareness, to all of these dozens, hundreds of people, and everybody that's will watch online is just, it's amazing. And so to take those relationships that I've built and, keep in touch with those people, and then I know the connections that I'm making here will, have their own little legs and continue on. So
it's a ripple effect, basically. Right? So it's like a little drop, and then they're rippling, and who you're talking to today, somebody might get an idea, and they're taking your experience and they're talking to someone who maybe you've not even met.
And that's my goal here. So the thing is my background is not in the NeuroTech space. I work in advertising technology during the day. And so to be around all of these people that are experts in the fields, and for them to talk to each other in their own natural language and just to facilitate that connection, that's what really drives me in cases like this.
The connection is so huge. I mean, CES, right? So this is like one of the biggest events of the year. What are you hoping comes of this? Whether you know it or not, because sometimes we put ideas out there, but like from year to year, so we're at CES right now, but a year from now, what are you hoping has happened?
What do I guiltily, secretly hope I'm manifesting?
Sure.
Okay. So on stage, I talked about PlayStation. I have been waiting for them. I saw an article on MTV News back in like 2003 where the PlayStation 3 was going to have the technology to beam sense into your brain.
Wow. Oh,
via
wow.
an ultrasound.
Wow.
And
wow.
The thing is it's just been sitting there, and nothing has happened. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how long patents have before they expire or all that stuff, but I want somebody to really consider those changes. And now that there's so many people that can't smell, there's millions. PlayStation's also having the controllers. They're having little cartridges in them. They just filed a patent last year for it. And so I'm like, now I want something with the visibility, because millions of people play PlayStation, right? So I'm hoping that there's innovation that brings the challenge of smell to a greater stage. So that way it's not just me coming out here saying, hey, I can't smell. Yes, this is a thing. And now they're out here and people are actively working in the space. So having a leader like that to bring it to the market, that would be really cool.
Is your goal to one day smell?
So I wore this because it's my dream to smell a rose, because they're the most beautiful thing. And I've heard that they smell equally as pretty. And so that's what guides me. I have this little crystal rose that I just look to, and I'm like, one day, I can appreciate its beauty in its solid form, but it would be amazing to be able to smell it.
So maybe here in the future, some way, somehow, that's your dream.
The implant also seems very interesting to me. What they're working on, there's a team in Virginia that I've read about and just got introduced to. They have these glasses that have, I think, 300 biosensors on them.
Wow.
And it's emitting the signal into an implanted chip in the olfactory bulb. And they're going to like human trials in the near future, but technology like that, or the more commonly known Neuralink, to be able to have something in my brain that triggers all the right responses to a perfume. Because right now I just buy it based on the branding. I bought my first perfume last year.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh, this is a vanity. Why would I wear perfume? It's literally for other people. But I was like, okay, this is a thing that people do, normal people do, with the ability to smell. So, but right now I'm going just based on image. So to be able to smell all the things and experience the world like a normal person, I'm like, that would be pretty amazing.
Thank you so much for talking with me, for sharing your story, here at CES and in this incredible NeuroTech room. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to be in this room with so many game changers. Like, everybody's around here today. So fingers crossed I can be the seed that starts the ripple effect.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.